My feet hit the cold, cracked pavement as I streak through the alleys lit only by the crack of lightning streaking through the sky overhead. Rain pours from above, streaming down my face and chilling me to the bone. I run and run until my breath is ragged, until my lungs ache and burn, and the streets in front of me are blurred by the water streaming into my eyes and clouding my vision. I skid around a corner, and then another, and another, before finally coming to a stop, desperate to catch my breath. Looking around, I can't even begin to fathom where I am. All I thought about was getting away from the fight. I'm lost. Completely and utterly lost. On this foreign planet with no idea where to go next. Panic streaks through me and my lungs tighten. I crouch down, gasping for air and struggling to draw in enough to keep my head from spinning. It's not supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to be stronger, learning how to stand on my own 2 feet, not a crumbling mess on the ground. I grit my teeth, fighting back, but the more I push, the worse it becomes. A strangled sob escapes me as I press my hands to my eyes and gasp for air, blocking everything out and falling into a world of darkness. And then another thought hits me. I could stay lost. My breathing calms as I consider it, my chest still aching, but slowly coming back to life. I could stay lost on this planet, or I could go anywhere I wanted. There has to be a terminal somewhere where I can jump a ship and disappear. I could start a new life, be a new person. I could be just like everyone else.
Nico.
A voice cuts through the shadows and tears me from my thoughts. A voice that sends a cold shiver down my spine and a jolt through my chest. Footsteps echo over the rain-soaked pavement, and a pair of black boots enter my vision, followed by an outstretched hand.
Nico, get up.
I reach out and take his hand, feeling his warmth seep into my cold, cold skin. He hoists me to my feet, and I stumble, a hand pressed to his chest to steady myself. Dropping my hand quickly, I step away. Taking in a deep breath, I calm my mind, willing myself to appear stronger than I am. As he stares me down through his cold eyes, I steel myself against him. What are you doing here? I finally speak when my breath has settled enough to do so, and he cocks his head to the side. Why is he here? Is he following me?
I have a job to do.
What job?
One that doesn't concern you. I thought I told you to lose the crew.
I scoff, staring him straight in the eye and standing my ground. Why would I listen to anything you say? You're a liar.
And you're an idiot. Do you want to die with them?
Why would I? My gaze flickers to the sniper rifle strapped to his back, and I suddenly know what he's here to do. The realization hits me like a ton of bricks, knocking the breath from my lungs. He's hunting the crew. You won't hurt them. I won't let you. I steel my voice, clenching my hands into fists at my side. Vex smirks, his face lighting up in a way I used to know so well.
How do you think you're going to stop me?
Any way I can. I stare him down through narrowed eyes, determination flowing thick through my veins. I thought I didn't have anyone left to protect, but I realize now that I was wrong. I have 6 of them. Vex smirks, sensing the change in me.
Well, well. Look who's finally fighting back. Took you long enough.
No, you don't get to speak to me like that. Not after what you did. His face falls, his eyes flaring wide. Something strange passes across his face, and for a moment, I feel as though I'm staring at a memory. Why did you do it? Why did you work for him? Just tell me that much. I ball my hands into fists at my sides, hardening myself as I stare him down. Tell me! Lightning flashes and thunder booms overhead, and it takes all I have not to flinch at the way it rumbles through the buildings surrounding us. something about Vex shifts in an instant. His eyes harden, his jaw goes tight, and when he speaks, his voice sounds as though it belongs to a different being entirely.
Long live the king.
Gritting my teeth, I prepare myself for my next move until something catches my eye. Two figures emerge from the shadows behind Vex, and immediately they're on him, fighting to remove his weapon. He manages to land a hit on one of them, striking them square in the shoulder. But before I can blink, they have him on his knees, his hands restrained behind his back.
Are you hurt, Nico?
Riona steps closer to me, checking for injuries while Damon rubs at his shoulder, glaring down at Vex before realization dawns on him.
Well, this is a surprise.
Indeed.
Nice to see you still alive and kicking, Carrot Head.
Didn't expect to see you around Cursa anytime soon, Stab Happy.
Riona scoffs as Damon hoists Vex to his feet, keeping a wary eye on him.
Figures that you'd be friends with a K-Mary scumbag.
This is Vex. I've worked with him before. But I have no idea how these two know each other.
Damon throws me an inquisitive look, and Vex laughs. All three of us whip towards him.
Kamari scumbag, huh? You haven't told them about me, have you, Your Highness?
Damon and Riona glance between the two of us curiously, and I give them a guilty look. I have, but I didn't tell you the whole truth. This man was my royal guard, but he also betrayed my entire family to Zovak.
Oh, is that all? Nothing else you want to tell him?
I narrow my eyes at him, refusing to say any more. He simply raises his eyebrows and chuckles.
You made it all too easy, Highness.
In an instant, Riona pulls Damon's gun from his holster, pointing it at Vex's head.
We should end him before he gets anyone else killed.
Damon puts his hands up in an attempt to calm the Talari.
Bree, put that down. Now.
I put a hand on Riona's arm, slowly lowering the weapon. No, I'm sure there's some way he can be useful to us. He works for Zovak, after all.
We can discuss what to do with him later. Give me the gun.
With a defeated sigh, Riona hands over the blaster.
Let's get out of here.
Damon takes the comm from his pocket and tosses it to me. When I hold it upright, a holographic map displays on the top, similar to Elisa's map back at the bunker.
Lead the way, and be quick about it.
But don't you know this place like the palm of your hand?
Yes, but someone needs to watch our backs. Not mentioning this extra bag of carrots I have to drag along.
He gives Vex a not-so-gentle slap on the back before giving me a lazy smirk.
And apparently you're our newest navigator. Consider this your tryout.
Using the comms as a guide, I lead us all through the winding alleyways and back to the main street we'd come from. There are considerably less people hanging around, with the remainder disappearing by the second. After a while, I look back over my shoulder, making sure the others are still following, but another sight catches my eye further back. The others sense my distress, following my line of sight to see the figures cloaked in black descending on us. The Chimeri are coming. Hurry! I glance at the comm to make sure we're on the right course. When I feel a tug on my sleeve, I turn, finding the same child from earlier staring back at me. He doesn't say a word. Instead, he indicates with a hand for us to follow before he disappears into the darkness of a nearby alley. Instinctively, I follow him, letting the darkness of the alley swallow me up like a hungry beast.
Where are you going?
Riona takes me by the arm and I turn, fixing her with a firm look. I think he's trying to help us. We should go. They're going to be on us at any minute. Riona looks unconvinced, but Damon gives her a subtle nod.
Okay. Stay close.
With a nod, I lead us into the alley, using nothing but the subtle glow from the comm to light our way. A giggle echoes through the dark, somewhere off to the left, and I follow it. We wind through the darkness, silence descending around us and the threat of the Chimeri falling behind. I see nothing except when lightning flashes overhead, lighting the way. The darkness is unnerving, and I find myself moving closer to Riona, her fingers squeezing mine and comforting me. With the next flash of lightning, I take the chance to glance at Vex, who gives me a sly smile. If I didn't know any better, I'd think he was perfectly happy being led through the streets of Cursa at gunpoint. He hasn't tried to fight it, at least. Another childish giggle echoes towards us, and the next time we turn the corner, it's to find the small boy standing at an opening to a street, the enormous factory-like bunker framed behind him. The others shove Vex ahead, and I crouch down next to the boy and meet him eye to eye. Thank you for helping us. He smiles toothily and nods at me before scampering off and disappearing back into the shadows. With a smile of my own, I follow the others into the bunker.